Welcome to the Headtraffic Podcast. This is episode 2, and I'm your host, Michael Muranaka. My first podcast was titled Just Do It, and the irony has not escaped me, but that will get us into our next topic, the Kaizen Method.
Headtraffic Podcast.
The Kaizen Method of self-improvement. Kaizen is a Japanese word for continuous improvement or change for the better. Kaizen was first practiced in Japanese industry following the Second World War, being applied to areas from business to life coaching. The blog Art of Manliness puts this in a perfect context that I found very relatable. It's happened to all of us. You have a come to Jesus moment and decide you need to make changes in your life. Maybe you need to drop a few pounds, want to pay off some debt, or desperately long to quit wasting time on the internet. So you start planning and scheming. You take to your journal and write out a bold strategy on how you're going to tackle your quest for self-improvement. You set big, hairy, smart criteria goals with firm deadlines. You download apps and buy gear that'll help you reach your objectives. And then you feel that telltale rush that comes with believing you're turning over a new leaf. And indeed, the first few days go great. This time, you tell yourself, this time is different. But then... And the but then in this case can be any circumstance that's kept you from your goal. This is a surefire way to stifle your confidence, fill you to the brim with anxiety, and keep you from even taking the first step to accomplishing your goals. Instead of giving up, you need to rethink your personal development strategy. Turn your goals into easily digestible bite-sized chunks. Understand that small steps toward your ultimate goals are still steps. Personal development is not easy. There's no simple solution to get you from point A to point B, and before you even begin your journey, you need to realize that point B might not necessarily be a destination. The foundation of the Kaizen method is that with a little bit of change, eventually big changes will occur. I've linked 2 articles, one from the Art of Manliness blog, which I'd highly recommend, and another from Lifehacker. I'm citing these articles for 2 important reasons. The Art of Manliness, as well as many other sources, discuss Kaizen as a philosophy of improving yourself by 1% every day. Lifehacker discusses Kaizen as a philosophy of productivity which should be measured and improved upon. A simple way to describe the 1% better every day idea that I enjoyed from the Art of Manliness is with push-ups. If your goal is to do 100 push-ups, why not start with a single push-up and do 1 more push-up every day? In 3 weeks, you'll be doing 21 push-ups, and in less than 2 months, you'll be up to 50. This is where the Lifehacker philosophy comes in. You might already be able to do 10 push-ups, and you might be able to add 2 more push-ups to that daily. Monitor your daily habits and figure out the best way to improve yourself that fits your abilities. I've done this myself with my daily exercise routine. My original goal was to be able to do 50 push-ups, and I soon changed my goal to a more ambitious 100. I started at 20 and added 1 more push-up every day. When I got to 50, I started to feel like adding a single push-up per day was almost impossible. I ended up topping out at 60. This is where a very important aspect of measurement comes in. I had to ask myself if doing 100 push-ups was even worth it to me, or if it would even benefit me in the long run. In the end, I decided that I was happy with 50 and proud of myself that I'm able to maintain 50 push-ups a day. Doing push-ups might not be your goal, but the Kaizen method can always apply to your situation. If you want to be able to draw better, start by drawing for a minute every day and then add a minute every day after that. Starting at 1 minute sounds almost laughable, but it's 1 minute closer to making you a better artist. Make sure that when you find your comfort zone for time, stick to it. Make a record of how many minutes you're drawing a day and then reflect on your progress. Here are my 4 steps to implementing the Kaizen method. 1. Set your goals and break them down. If your goal is to do 50 push-ups, break it down into manageable steps that you could do every day. Step 2, monitor yourself. But this is where I would caution you. Be very careful not to over-monitor your progress. If you over-monitor your progress, you might actually spend more time monitoring yourself than actually working on achieving your goals. Step 3, reflection. Is this working for you? Have your goals changed? Are you doing too much? Since you're monitoring your progress, reflect on it and see how you could tweak your style to make sure that you're getting the maximum benefit from your efforts. Step 4, improvement. Improve upon the method. You've already got the first 3 steps down. How can you improve on them? For example, If your goal is drawing and you're already up to drawing 30 minutes a day, maybe start focusing on areas of drawing that you can improve upon. Maybe you can practice figure drawing, or maybe you might decide that you want to change your focus toward animation. One of my favorite comedians, Dimitri Martin, has a great introspective one-man show that you can find on YouTube called If I. He explains how as a child he would give himself challenges to keep himself occupied, and as he got older he would monitor his progress, and during the show he recounts his many failures. For my artist spotlight this week, I'd like to talk about one of my very favorite artists, Kazu Kibuishi. I've been following his work nearly 15 years, and he never ceases to amaze me. He's created numerous comics and graphic novels, including Daisy Cutter, Clive Cabbage, Copper, and his critically acclaimed Amulet series. He's even recently redesigned the Harry Potter covers, and he has numerous other projects in the works that he's involved in. One of my favorite aspects of his artwork is his versatility. His comic work is impeccable, from his pacing to his use of color. I particularly enjoy his comic series Copper. He uses very simple color palettes that are almost cel-shaded in style, but his use of color and level of detail in landscapes is outstanding. His Copper stories are usually short and consist of a single page, but he also has a few multi-page stories. You can purchase a collection of his Copper comic online, as well as his other series. In regard to his versatility, he can also create extremely lush and detailed digital paintings. I highly recommend checking him out, and he's very active on Twitter at Bolt City, which is also the URL of his website, boltcity.com. If you're a PC gamer, there's a fantastic sale going on this week at humblebundle.com. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but I highly recommend you check out their site. They just started their indie bundle number 18, and for $13 you can get 7 indie titles with more to be added May 22nd, 2017. They have a tiered structure, so you're able to pay, for example, $1 for the first tier, which includes 3 games, but I would say that paying $13 for the complete package is more than worth it. Tier 3 includes a game called Owlboy, which came out very recently and sells online for $25, and I've never seen it on sale cheaper than $23. So basically this bundle is worth it for Owlboy alone. Other highlights that I'm excited to play are Ziggurat, which claims to be a modern version of a Hexen-style first-person shooter, SteamWorld Heist, which is a turn-based game similar to Worms, Kentucky Route Zero, and finally Goat Simulator, which includes all of the Goat Simulator DLC. Thanks for checking out our podcast, and I'll see you next week. And remember,
you can't change the world, but you can make it 10.